Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday night, and Monday night means LMU at Rainlight Racing. It is Rainlight Racing's 11th season here. And in 2025, as we wind up the year, this is their third of the LMU seasons, and we have the Hypers on track. It is round, I think it's round bloody 5, and we are at Spa. This is going to be awesome with the hypercars. I'm Davo, J-Man, as always, right by my side. How are you doing, my friend?
Evening, Davo. Good evening, viewers. Good to have you back on board, as it is Monday night, and we do get this spectacle that we've been having and absolutely enjoying this hyper series combined with the GT3. So it's been fantastic to watch, just all the negotiating and the I guess the respectful handshakes that go on at 300k an hour throughout the lap there that these guys are making. So look, it is smart. It is all 7 kilometers, and well, they say 19 turns, but on paper it's 20 by the time they come out of the final chicane. But incredible stuff. You and I just watching on. We've got a 20-minute qualifying here. So first 10 minutes belong to the hypercars. So we'll see what they can make of it. And they'll be looking for somewhere north of a 2-minute, 2-second lap. So somewhere deep into the twos. These guys will go some 17, 18 seconds away from what we'll see a GT3 do. And some of the statistical numbers we might quote tonight, 283 an hour is the fastest I've seen through the middle of Eau Rouge tonight. 317 kilometers an hour up the Kimmel Straight. So it's going to be spectacular. However, the GT3s are going to be as much entertaining as these guys, because they obviously don't have the Euro package, don't have quite the terminal speed, but mate, there's been some hot laps. Isaac Ichikawa looking good. Obviously Harry Lawrence, we'll touch on the points a little bit later on, but mate, it's going to be a fantastic night around here. 75 minutes. They will be fuel sensitive and tyres, I would think, as well. So as we just saw Chris Fraser get away to a little bit of a poor start to the lap, as he just really cooked the exit out of La Source, turn 1.
Not ideal, J-Man. New name in there, Alexandra Payen, rocking the Peugeot. Here, it's the first time we've seen this mark of car on track. Famously, the Peugeot with no rear, massive rear wing on it. So yeah, controversial as it is, apparently it works. But yeah, the French doing, French stuff here, with the Peugeot. So yeah, nice to see new name, new face out on track. Definitely a nice addition to the hyper lineup as well, J-Man. But yeah, look, Spa is, like we mentioned at the top of the stream, it's going to be exciting for the hypercars. This is a place where they really can show their business, as will next week be in Le Mans. But yeah, Spa very much suited to these guys. Taking nothing away from the GT cars, as J-Man mentioned, we've seen some good times as we were watching pre-race practice, and yeah, the guys on point. J-Man, it's going to be a hard-fought battle in the GT class cars.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Will Dixon be the man to watch right at the moment. It's on a very, very hot lap. Did own Sector 1 and Sector 2. He's about to complete Sector 3. I think that Sector 1 has been wrestled away from him by none other than Shane Fodderdo and the caddy. However, we will stick with Dixie to see how deep into the twos this goes. And he goes in on a 201.8. I said we'd go deep into the twos, but already we've broken that 201 barrier. So very impressive stuff. These boys have just wound these things up that little bit more. G'day, Tiggles. Good to have you on board, mate.
Yeah, we did see some very low and very close 202s, didn't we, J-Man? We were going over the numbers there at the end of pre-race practice, and the times were bloody close between, I think it was Butterdoe and was it Fraser, maybe, J-Man?
Yeah, it was Fraser. Yep.
But yeah, some seriously close times, hundreds of seconds, J-Man. So very close stuff. Dixon on a charge, already in to the 01s. Split qualifying, as always, here at Rainlight Racing, and particularly in the with the hypercars involved. These guys, how much time they got? A little under 5 minutes, should I say, to go in their qualifying session before we see the GT cars roll out.
G'day, Warren Baker. Good to have you tuning in as we're just about to see a lap come through from Shane Fodderdo. Should be deep into the twos. 2:02.0, so he is just under 2/10 of a second away from the provisional pole man of Will Dixon. But I tell you what, I did see.
Watch that caddy. Watch that caddy, J-Man. Throw us some numbers on that thing going up the hill here.
Oh, the caddy is very, very fast. It was the fastest car that I clocked out of them all through Eau Rouge. I think the Dixie's car and also Bewley's car happy to sit around that 275 down through the middle. Shane's happy to sit at about 283. So very, very quick down through Eau Rouge and out through Radion.
And flamboyant as ever, Mr. Fodderdo, J-Man, really throwing this thing around like it's a GT car.
No lift either, Davo, down through Eau Rouge and Radillon there, so
it's
ridiculous aero.
Yeah. Ridiculous aero, and he still flicks it around like it's a GT car. Some of the wheel works pretty intense. So yeah, awesome stuff. Yeah.
Really?
6 cars actually 5 hypercars on, I think, that list. We might have one extra just sort of thrown in there, but not attending. But yeah, 5 hypers out on track tonight. This is awesome, Jay. Pretty much all the brands, I think, except for the Ferrari, actually, because Gunther's swapped out the hypercar for a GT. Still the same mark, but back in the GT cars for Gunther Rowe, J-Man, and he has been battling it out, literally just slipping back into that pace that we know from Gunther in the GT cars. Awesome stuff. Look, a couple of standouts over the last few weeks. Obviously, PD, Gunther. I think Lawrence last week was exceptional as well. Yeah, some good standout drive throughout the GT field.
Speaking of stand out, the hypers are standing out right at the moment. Will Dixon on a 201.22. Bewley's just gone personal best through Sector 1. Alexandra Payan's got a little bit of pace to find, but look, he's got that thing out there working. He's around about 5.9 off the pace. So knowing the fact that we've going to see a good 16 to 18 second difference between the GT3 cars, he's in the mix. But just look at him now, as you'll see the 7 car of Nathan Bewley.
Is that Bewley, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, Bewley come through. Just a bit of a pace difference there. And he's personal best Sector 1, Sector 2 as well. So he's looking for some improvement here. Currently sitting P4. And he's got some time to make. He's got to find 6/10 on Fraser, let alone the 1.6 seconds he's got to find on Dixie. And he does grab Fraser by the smallest margin. Corrido now. He's gone personal best through Sector 1. What can he deliver? Sector 2's kind of be the weak point for the caddy. Looks a lot tidier. Down through 16 there. Sorry, 15 out of 16 now. Gets the thing wound up. It's not his personal best once again in Sector 2. Scrolling through. Fraser's given it away. He's done. The clock is ticking down. Only 35 seconds left in the session for the Hypers, and then we will see the GD cars rolling out.
And Shane just practices a pit stop entry there rather than to continue on. J-Man.
Well, he knows he's potentially already locked that thing in for a front row.
Yeah.
Depending on what Bewley can deliver here.
Yeah, yep, definitely. As we start to the GT cars starting to roll out. Who was that just quickly? It was Robbie Mitchell, I think.
Should be none out. Should be Hayden Tegg should be the first car out. If anyone's gone out, they've gone out early.
It was.
Yep. Yeah, he was just sitting at the control line waiting for his moment.
Patiently.
They absolutely are, Hazy. They are fully grip committed around here. This is a real chance for these Hypers to show us what they got. I mean, they've been impressive everywhere we've been, but tonight, and I think next week also is going to be unbelievable to watch. Definitely.
G'day,
Lisa. Good to have you tuning in once again. Here we go. What does this one end up being? A couple of short shifts as well. So 2:02.6 for Bewley. So no improvement there. Does manage to bring it in provisionally P3. But anyway, back to, so Teggle's first car out tonight gets the Fezzer humming, and I think he had company in the mirror from Steve Crossland, and then the fast guy from the practice session tucked in behind there, Isaac Ichikawa.
In Alexis J-Man. So the boys just out on their outlap here. A little bit of tyre warming. You can see Crossy in the background there, in behind Hayden. Just a bit of weaving, and no heroics here. Just trying to get a little bit of temp into the rubber and the brakes here.
Yeah.
Before they go here. Relatively short qualifying time at Spa, isn't it? 10 minutes, a J-Man and a GT car.
Well, it is at 120 plus seconds a lap, mate, so you're not going to get too many in, and obviously you lose a fair bit in that first one, cycling the tyres up, and then really just got to go at it. And you saw it with Fraser early in the piece there that Cook LaSauce turn one on his first flyer, and that just robs one from you really. Obviously it's a lot faster in a hypercar to get round than one of these, but hey, look, I'm going to go out on a limb here tonight and make a prediction early. Obviously we've still got just under 8 minutes of qualifying, but I'm going to call it a night where I think we see 3 Lexuses on the podium.
I got a funny feeling.
In what particular order, I'm not sure, but I'm going to say it's something like Ichikawa, Macrolos, and Harry Lawrence. However, we know Tegg's race really well at the moment, and Steve Crossland.
In that order, J-Man?
No.
No.
Look, it's a kind of win and a place deal, right?
Yeah.
I'm not throwing everything on the table, David.
I'm hearing you. Yes, Lauren one to be reckoned with, as he has shown, as is Ichikawa and Costas Macrolos, like J-Man just alluded to, all running in the Lexus here tonight. These things are damn quick in a straight line, and even not at a place like Spa, we saw them very quick last week. So at Silverstone, J-Man. So yes, plenty going on as the boys are into their first flying lap. Hayden Tegg, first car on track with Steve Crossland tucked in behind Isaac Costas, and I think Gunther Rowe in the Fina Ferrari there, 580 car.
Yeah, and they're all line astern, Dave, and what I can tell you about the first 5 cars to run through Sector 1, The deltas were changing as each of them went through, but Crossland still owns Sector 1 out of those top 5.
Yeah.
So that's faster than Teg, it's faster than Isaac, Macrolos and Rowe already. So he owns that first one. So we'll get a read as we will see Teg grab the magenta in Sector 2 by rights of being the first car there, and how long can he hang on to it for? I think he's made a bit of margin actually on Crossland, so it'll be interesting to see what this looks like.
Crossy's taken more Brave pills. He's OD'd on the Brave pills through our Rouge there.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. So, Tiggle's faster than Crossy through Sector 2.
Yeah.
But we've got Ichikawa coming through. He's faster than Ichikawa as well. Also, Macrolos. So, Tiggles looks good through Sector 2. So, that's promising. It's a technical part of the racetrack that you got to get right. There's a lot of left-rights down through there. Down through anywhere from realistically when you come out of turn 12 until you come out of turn 16. It's pretty technical. So we're going to see the totem light up with the first GD3 time, and it will be Hayden Teg with a 224.7. What can Crossland do about that? 224.8. Ichikawa, what could he do? 24.9. So Teggles stomps the authority straight away at a 5.8 for
Gunther Rowe, man.
Yeah. Oh, Gunther Rowe, he was the fast guy. And interesting, that was a cumulative lap there that he got no magentas throughout the lap. However, finished off with the overall best at a 3.5. So
yeah, nice work. And we did notice in our pre-race practice how solid the Ferrari was, although a little bit sketchy when on the limits. Some really good lateral grip from the Ferraris, which will definitely work for you in a place like Spa. As I just mentioned, that Gunther struggles with that said lateral grip. A little bit of slip. That won't phase him too much.
So Harry Lawrence goes P2 on the first of the flying laps. Just under 4 minutes left to run. So you could argue they're going to get this one and one more in.
Yeah, look, personally, I think we're going to see a battle between Lawrence and Ichikawa here tonight. A couple of Lexus, like you mentioned, but these two boys definitely got some pace between them. Good, healthy rivalry as well between these boys. So awesome stuff. But
once again, Davo, Tegel sets the totem on fire through Sector 2. Magenta there faster than anybody else through the middle of this racetrack, and he personal best. Although just looking at that, somebody's taken it away from him, and who would that be? Who would have taken it away? Can't quite see who it is. It's Macrolos, wrestles away Sector 2, but I tell you what, this is going to be a good lap, and we're going to see it very shortly from Hayden Teg. Can he finish off the last two corners beautifully? Makes the apex at turn 19 to 20, the chicane.
Very tidy exit, J-Man, and that's critical here. We run across the line, and there it is.
221.6 goes to the top. Big lap.
That's quick. That's quick.
Yeah,
look at the next competition is 235. Ichikawa, J-Man, smashes one out. Macrolos, right behind him, smashes one out. So Ichikawa, Macrolos, front row at the moment. Teg, Gunther Rowe. Second row, provisionally, where is Harry Lawrence? Who else slipped in there? Robbie Mitchell actually slipped in there.
Robbie Mitchell.
Yep. But Lawrence running up the hill, J-Man, into that last sector of the track.
And got a couple of greens, so a couple of personal bests to the lap, so he's looking to improve. And you look, qualifying's been a mixed bag for Harry. We've seen him do it from the back multiple times this year, so
for sure.
You know, it bodes well if he can get a good start. And he just goes up one more spot, so he goes up to P6.
And now, how quickly did that change? We only moments ago we called Gunther Rowe at the top of the list, and then Hayden Teg taken that away from him. Look at how that has mixed up just in the last 30 seconds.
It's not even 2.5 tenths first to sixth, Davo. This is how tight the margin is. On a 7-kilometre racetrack, That is super tight. Just shows you how dialed in these guys are.
About a minute to go here, viewers. Thanks all you guys, all the legends piping up in the chat box there too. Big shout out to you guys as always. Thanks for your support. Obviously, I'm always going to ask, throw a like, hit that thumbs up button, just to show your support, not only for us, but Rainlight as well.
Big lap coming, Davo. Big lap coming from Isaac at Chicago. He's magenta in sector 1 and 2 on this lap. He is well up. Only got to come down and make turn 19, turn 20 look good. Get the car in there, get it in tight square, and get the power down off of here. It's such a tricky bit of the racetrack. Grabs a bit of curb. Looks tidy though. Nice to the apex on the left hand, turn 20. Gets it out there, uses every bit of racetrack, but no more. And this will be in the low 20, sorry. 19.8, it is in the 19s. He goes nearly a second quicker than his personal best.
Sure.
It's going to be a hard beat.
Look at that time, man. That is so quick, Joe, man. 19.8 compared to Costas Makalos is 20.
Crossland jagged one in there.
Just smashes one in there just to keep us on his toes. He's had enough. He's backing it up. I think Gunther and as all the boys that are rolling across the line now, Joe, man, who you got eyes on?
Well, Hayden Teague, mate. Teague was a smart play there. He was waiting at the line for the timer to count down to get out there and get the most amount of time that he could get out on track. And what it's meant is based on his position, he's got that extra lap in.
He's got the extra lap.
And the other boys potentially could have done it, but they decided to pull off. I'm talking about Crossland, Macrolos, Harry Lawrence pressed on, and Harry Lawrence did press on, goes P4. So Teague needs this lap. He has gone personal best through sector 1. We'll get a read in another 4 corners. He's currently coming down at the moment, down through turn 12, down through Puon. And head down to 13, 14, 15. This technical section through campus here, this is really tricky because they got to rotate the cars right and then change the direction here. This is when the back sometimes wants to let go. Quick little short straight down through here. We'll get a read on sector 2 where he's been so good after this right-hander in between 15 and 16. Stavelot. What has he got? He goes personal best through there. Give me a look at the sector split. So he just went a... what did he go there? 62.8 versus 62.8 for Crossland, 62.3 for Ichikawa. So he's on the money with the Crossland split at the moment through the middle. What did he do in the first one? 38.4 versus 38.1. So he's 3 tenths away from P2 in sector 1. So he is looking to maybe move up on Gunther Road. Maybe Harry Lawrence here. It's super tight.
Struggles to pull it up there.
Makes a nice apex after the fact though.
Yeah, gathered it up nicely. Very awkward.
Runs the shortest route down the right-hand side. Here he comes.
Here we go.
Oh, and he does grab Gunther Road to go P5 on a 2:21.0.
So nice work.
Versus a 1:041.
Just rolls across the line as well, J-Man, to finish off his qualifying. Look,
an improvement.
And an improvement with a 19.73. Very, very nice. Yeah, with a bit of a game, obviously, over Crossy, who is going to join him on the front row there, J-Man, with a 2:24.71. But, yeah, behind that, we've got Macrolos and Lawrence, a couple of Lexi on the second row, Hayden Teague and Gunther Rowe. Next row of the grid, Robbie Mitchell, Pete Dawson, Robbie Fox, running at the, I think, 14 drivers here tonight. Man, let's have a quick look at the points. As you can see there, Lawrence leading the field as before we start the second to last race in the season, we endurance round next week too, mind you, at Le Mans. That'll be a cool one, I think, to watch for the not only the hypercars but the GTs alike. These guys always race really well there. So Lawrence, Goddard, Robbie Mitchell, Hayden Teague, Steve Crossan, Ichikawa, Costas Makalos, Pete Dawson, Sam Wozniak, and Robbie Fox rounding out the top 10. That is all the regular boys. Just quietly, Hayden Tegan, Steve Crossland very close in the points there, J-Man, as is Makalos and Dawson. So tight battles going on through the field. We've got Perko, Rowe, who has probably had his point zeroed because he's changed cars, Clemens, Jason Bone, Watkins, Marnie, Mitchell Smith, a whole bunch of guys that haven't been competing at the back half of the season. And there's the hypercar points there, ladies and gentlemen. Dixon holding down a firm lead on the championship over Chris Fraser, Nathan Bewley in there in third, Shane Frodo late to the season, and so doing very well. We will just set up the calendar here and just show you. Yes, Le Mans next week, 90 minutes. Happy days.
Yeah, will be another fantastic round where, once again, the hypers and the GD cars, for that matter, will get to stretch their legs.
Yep. Yes, thanks Rainlight Racing again for delivering with some good quality racing on a Monday night in the LMU series. J-Man, Monday nights means LMUs, means Rainlight Racing's 2025 LMU series. Awesome stuff. Obviously, always proudly brought to you live by MATCHFIT Entertainment on the YouTubes, and SimBlacks on board with Rainlight, as always, giving away some cool stuff. So get behind all of that. Chase up Rainlight Racing on their socials, Instagram and the likes. Sorry, I don't have a graphic or a QR code for that one, but these boys are just about to go green, so we won't muck around with that malarkey, because we are just about to have a race on our hands here.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, Dave, if you want to do the honours of maybe picking up that start live with the hypers, I'll sit back here and watch what will unfold effectively with Ichikawa across the Macrolos, Lawrence, Teague, Rowe. Oh, mate, I tell you what, it's going to be big, because Pete Dawson, we didn't mention too much in the quali, but he was right there, as was, I think, Robbie Fox as well. So that would round out the 15-car grid.
Yes, yes, definitely. So Mitchell, Dawson, Fox rounding out the, yes, I think it's 15, it's actually 14, J-Man. Air Tom is not in that field. Yep. As the guys do a very short formation here. Dixon, front row with Shane Frodo. Watch that little battle unfold very quickly at the start, with the pace of that caddy in a second position there on the way up the hill on Dixie there. Bewley, Chris Fraser and Alexander in the Peugeot, rounding out the 5 hypers here. J-Man, we are about to go green. This is going to be mental, ladies and gentlemen.
Green flag.
Hold on to your hats. Don't go anywhere. And straight away, the caddy, can he stop it though? Gets a really fast run up to 1 and just makes it happen immediately. Followed past Dick Bewley in the background with plenty of pressure from Fraser. What is...
And at the back, Macrolos making the move on Steve Crossland. Otherwise, everything else was pretty civil there already through La Source, although Crossland putting a lot of pressure back on Macrolos up the Kimmel Straight already. Harry Lawrence had to run the chicane, but back to you, Davo.
Yeah, that was Lawrence in the background, and look at Crossy here immediately showing the nose of the Aston on Macrolos into the braking area here. Macrolos gives him just enough space to make it happen, but the brakes on the leg side. Just working, just the way he likes it, and it is not over yet. Look at these two.
Crossing down the inside, Macrolos to the outside. It'll be a long way around there. Crossy makes that work, and that's Harry Lawrence lining up now. Look to do an over-under here, though. This is a particularly fast corner down there through turn 11. It is very, very much one line. I think maybe once the tyres where we see a bit of action there, but what a great start from Shane Fodder, utilising that power of the caddy. We know how fast it is through Erouge as well. So back to the hypers, and a lot of pressure now, Nathan Bewley on Will Dixon.
These things are mental up the hill here. J-Man Spark just trailing out of the back of Dixon's car there. Oh, and again, Fodder struggles to pull that thing up. Just gets it done. But these guys range up right behind him again, and it is off. Shane wouldn't want to make too many of those mistakes, J-Man.
Yeah, go for an on board with Shano and see if you can pick up down through Rouge here though, Davo. It is really impressive the pace that this thing is willing to do down through here. You can see that 287 on the way in, 281 through the middle, comes out the other side at 287. So 6k an hour lost through the compression zone of Rouge and pops out the other side to bring it back up to around 316k an hour.
Yeah,
by recording there.
Yep.
Tips it in.
Amazing, the power and the downforce on that car. And again, it just looks like he's struggling to stop the bloody thing every now and then. And no surprise, the terminal speed on that caddy is high, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just quickly jump back to the GT cars here. Ichikawa out in front.
Ichikawa crossing at the moment.
Yeah, it is. Has Crossland got Isaac's measure tonight, J-Man? I wonder.
Look, I think on outright single lap pace, he's there. I just, we're just seeing how consistently stable the back end of the Lexus is when they load them up. And I'll talk about areas like that we're coming down to now, down here to Puhon. Turn 12, the cars get heavily laterally loaded. Obviously, they're pretty committed by the time they pick up the loud pedal, but often the way in. And then when they break down here from about 240k an hour, just the compliance. Cross's car looks really, really good at the moment. Look solid. If anything, Ichikawa's looked a little nervous on the right-hand edge.
Yeah, and you really need to have these things up on the curbs through a lot of Spa. You know, like it's just, you've got to be hungry on the curb.
Dixie looking for the inside. Sorry, mate. Turn 1. He's going to try and force this show.
Quick look. And Shane opened the steering there.
You watch this caddy. I reckon he'll have to lift. I watch the throttle trace here as he tucks in behind. He may have to lift with the draft. No, a little lift there from Shane. But you watch him tuck in the draft here. And we'll see what sort of terminal speed he can get out of this thing. 319.
She's pretty much tapping out by the sounds of it. It was almost it was off the hard cut. Plenty of wheel work there. We just got an in-car of Shane Fodder's Cadillac there.
And what has happened to Bewley?
There's a lot going on. So yeah,
Bewley's got damage. Sorry, Davo. Bewley has damage now. This has big implications to A, the championship, and B, the quality of that race car early in the piece. It is a 75-minute race, and this thing has got a little bit of damage front and rear by what I can see.
Yeah, so not ideal. J-Man, particularly in a hypercar, really relies on that aero to get the job done. Will Dixon and Shane Fodder going at Fraser's actually dropped off the back.
Yeah, Harry Lawrence starting to mount an attack on the other Lexus of Costas Metkalos, 2 in the GDs.
And then a couple of Ferraris in the background there, J-Man, in Gunther Rowe and Hayden Tegg as well. So we can see the groupings here. All the Lexi trying to come together. The only spanner in that little scenario is the Steve Crossan car. The official SimRacing car, to be honest. But
okay, what does Dixie run that lap there? Okay, so he's a 202.8 versus Fodo's 204.6. So there, he's just cleared him, and he's got to let that thing, I guess, let it eat. There, Dixie, and just did that lap for sure on a 202.8. It's going to be hard work for Harry Lawrence here with Costas Makrolos, both in the same equipment and both very, very quick guys, though he is tucked right up underneath him now. We're looking for a move down at turn 19 here. He is right on him. These guys don't want to battle too much because the front two will get away. Goes to the outside.
Yeah, forcing Costa to the inside, yeah, will definitely not help their cause on keeping up with Crossan and Ichikawa there, J-Man.
Yeah, and from the top on the GD3 class, Ichikawa on a 20.6, Crossan on a 20.7, Makrolos on a 21.5, Harry Lawrence on a 21.4.
And the ever-present Gunther Hayden tag in the background and a couple of Ferraris there. Just stalking that top four there, J-Man. Yeah, don't underestimate either of those two. Robbie Mitchell in the background. He's actually not too far behind Taggles there. Pete Dawson and Robbie Fox.
And the Lonely Merc.
The Lonely Merc. Still cracking. Always stays to the end, does Robbie Fox. And we applaud him for that. Let's get a quick sneaky peek about with what's going on up the front here again. J-Man, Will Dixon, he's got a little bit of a gap on Fondo. Maybe just a little bit untidy in the hypers. They probably don't respond to that. Dixon looks so tidy when he drives this BMW.
Yes, another 202.8 versus a 203.6, so he's just eking it out by that sort of second mark each lap at the moment now. So bit of discipline required from Shano, and look, he's still in a great position, P2. He's got Chris Fraser in that back of shot. He'll see it every now and then, however, it's probably realistically almost the length of the Kimmel Straight.
Yeah, pretty much.
You'll see Shane just braking, head to the braking zone, up into Lacombe. Croston's keeping Ichikawa honest here.
Very much so.
And he's just run Magenta in Sector 2 and is a half a second up on his personal best time now. So he's going with Ichikawa, which is cool to see that the battle's there. I mean, I called it 3 Lexuses. I guess I discounted an Aston Martin being in the mix.
You did throw in a special mention for the Aston. Or Stream Crosland in particular, I think, at the wheels of an Aston, So, never, underestimate Steve Crosland. Ever.
20.5 plays at 20.6 of Ichikawa, so he was a tenth better off there.
So Makrolos and Lawrence have extended their gap between each other there a little bit. So Makrolos. Or, well, maybe it was Lawrence with a little bit of a wriggle, but, those guys run this time
right in the draft still of Gunther Rowe, so staying fully in touch is Hayden. This has been a great series for Hayden. He's really come on strong at times throughout the series and some good results. So,
back end
in it at the moment.
Yeah, back end of season 10 as well, J-Man in the Mustang did some... had some really good results as well. Definitely put him on our radar, and big fans now. And just continuing that form into season 11 here. So awesome stuff, even with the car change. Tags all over it. What was just happened there? What just happened? Oh no, there he is. Oh, I thought we'd lost Gunther. We were just looking out of the front of Tegel's car, and the Fina Ferrari just disappeared.
We've got a car in the kitty litter, and that might have been Harry Lawrence. Harry Lawrence heavily into the gravel trap, but I don't think any more based on what I'm looking at. I don't think there's any damage to the car.
Into the gravel trap, J-Man for Lauren. So he was trying to chase down Costas Makalos, and it looked like Makalos might have had his measure there, J-Man. So maybe just pushed just that little bit too hard. That's lifted positions for Gunther Rowe, Hayden Teg, Robbie Mitchell, and Pete Dawson, J-Man. So 4 positions lost there, so not ideal.
First of the lappers coming into play now. Will Dixon catches the back of Robbie Fox. So I don't know how many minutes through we are already, but we're already into it as he sweeps around the outside of Robbie Fox down at turn 13.
So 12 minutes, J-Man.
Right, there you go. So it's always somewhere there or thereabouts.
It is usually there or thereabouts, isn't it?
Shane Fodderday through on him now as well, so it won't be too long before Robbie Fox seeks Chris Fraser. And then a bit of an air gap back to Bewley nursing pretty second hand.
Toyota
at the moment.
Yeah. The Hyper Camry.
Gunther Rowe, sorry mate, just picked up Gunther Rowe having a huge moment at Rattlon. They came out of a roof and he just had a wiggle at the top.
He won't want to do that too often now with Teg very much in the touch after that little bit of a wriggle. And remembering, Robbie Mitchell no slouch either. And you can see that Bilstein BMW, they're right there in back of shot and always a threat. So we're talking about the Hypo Camry there of Nathan Bewley, and obviously rounding out the 5th of the Hypers there, Alexandra Payan in the Peugeot.
I just saw Will Dixon come past Harry Lawrence at the end of the Kimmel Straight before Lacoombs, and man, it was fast and it was in the brake zone, and the speed, the closing speed was amazing. So that's so that's effectively
no surprise.
Yeah. Well, Will Dixon, watch the space, because this is where stuff starts getting interesting. We know the gap's 3.5 seconds between Shane Fodderday and Will Dixon, but it all comes down to where these guys catch these guys, and you know, the second Will Dixon starts catching up to somebody like Hayden Teg and Gunther Rowe, who are closer on track, he's really got to be decisive about where he does it.
Absolutely. So we'll get out of the next car that's on that list for Will Dixon. So we're out of the back of Pete Dawson's car. PD's running up the hill now.
Harry Lawrence in the fence, sorry.
You watch. Oh no, that's bad luck. So Lawrence clearly struggling with the Lexus tonight. Look at the closing speed here. This thing has just literally come out of nowhere on the run up the hill there. All of a sudden, bit of a zig, bit of a zag out on the start finish straight, and there's the headlights of Will Dixon in the BMW. He will blast past PD here, or will he? Or PD only giving him just enough space, maybe enough space for a GT car, not maybe a Hyper.
Yeah, and maybe stick with Dixie this lap, because he's going to certainly have some traffic this lap. You're going to see him effectively go through the field based on what I'm looking at. Is around about, hang on a sec.
So he'll get the better part of
the field this lap.
Done. Hayden Teg and Gunther Rowe, you can see clearly in front. So it literally dispatches Robbie like he was just standing still. Here comes these two boys, Teggles. Gunther Rowe picked him up in a little bit of an awkward spot here. Can he squirt it past here? No. Okay, so big loss there.
Big gain to Fodderday there, but he's got Robbie Mitchell he's got to try and dispatch here, and then
Similar
what happens
issue.
to him?
There you go. So Fodderday just past Mitchell. We'll get back to Dixie here. J-Man down onto the Ava sign here. Into the final sector. Who is next? Costas Makalos.
So that was no more favourable to Shane than it was Dixie
No, it
there.
didn't look like it. Didn't look like it at all. So up the hill, Costas Makalos now in the rearview mirror as he heads towards Steve Clinton. Let's see where Shane is. He's going to pick up Costas on the start pretty straight by the looks of it.
Crossland. Yep.
No, Shane's going to pick up Costas.
Oh, Shane, yeah. Yep.
So it might be a little bit easier for Shane, just that last one, because Dixon's actually just having a duck in between. And again, Dixie gets tangled up with, a GT car there. It looks like he might have had a bit of a tag on the wall there, to be honest.
It was
through
close.
T1. It was close. Yeah, no, it looked like Dixie just tagged the wall a bit.
So this will favour Fodado here, because he's going to run out of a Rouge and grab these guys up at over 300k an hour and grab these guys on the Kimmel Straight with
on
no
the
drama
fly, literally, and look at him just weave his way through. So nice work. So that is the lottery that is multi-class hypers versus GTs around Spa. Sometimes you can look, and they will do this multiple times in this race. I think we've been getting about at least 3 in J-Man.
Yeah, three or four.
lappings over the, yep. So I can actually change my, so we'll just change the leaderboard there so you can see that now. 1 lap down for all drivers. All GT drivers there. As Shane Fodado chases down Will Dixon. And doing a stellar job of it, Jane. And what have we got? Ichikawa cannot shake Steve Crosser at the moment. Actually, Crosser has the Porsche just ranging up on the back of him as well, which is Chris Fraser.
Yeah, Fraser to the party.
It shows you how quick the two boys, Dixon and Fodado, are going. Fraser's the next car. He's 3rd in the hypercars. He's well back from those boys. They're long gone.
Yeah, they've still got Bewley after that. And Bewley just coming up on Hayden Tegg and Guthrow now. And he has to get out of the throttle at a part of the racetrack where he'd normally be flat. So it just shows you just those little moments. Yep. It's just a timing thing.
It absolutely J-Man.
Larry in the top 20. Yeah.
Larry in the top 20.
Yeah, even without leaving the pits. Yeah, I agree. Firthy, I think Crossy just needs to play the patient game, though he just has lost a bit already this lap to Ichikawa, so just a little bit of a run there, maybe out of La Source, or the final one that I didn't see, maybe out of turn 19-20, the chicane, but just I lost a little bit of margin, so it's about 1.1, 1.2 seconds at the moment, but we'll see the measure now as to how quickly he can close that back up. I'll try and get a look at that actually and just see if I can get a read. Crossy's last lap was a 222.8, and Macrolos was a 219.6. No, that can't be right because it's not showing that. That must be showing as quali time. I can sort that out.
So Bewley sneaking through the top end of the field there in Ichikawa, Isaac Ichikawa and Steve Crossland. Well behind the likes of Chris Fraser, Shane Fodado and Will Dixon. Will Dixon and Shane Fodado are way out in front.
Yeah, no, got a good 15 odd seconds over Fraser and Bewley and Co. Hang on, 12 seconds, sorry. going to read this lap here. Ishikawa just comes through on a 20.8 again, crossing on a 21.5, so just broken a little bit of pace out of it at the moment. Here's Isaac over Croston. Tig still staying with Gunther Rowe. There's a good little battle going on here. Effectively 4th and 5th in class, and Gunther Rowe with a little bit of it, just a little bit loose.
Yeah,
out of La Source, turn 1.
and look, we just fingers crossed for both these boys as the race goes on. You know, clearly they're pushing hard to stay in touch. As we just see Alexander sneaking through there in the Peugeot. But yeah, these guys, look, when they're pushing this hard, they've got so much focus on this battle they're in. Gunther just, again, easy for little tiny unforced mistakes to creep into your race. So he must be careful. There was a little bit of contact there. That was a very awkward, bloody overtake there from, I think, everybody involved, Alexander and Gunther.
Yeah, Gunther gives them a flash of the lights and maybe
sure
flipped them the bird there and said, mate, come on, you're on a hyper, you can do it easier than that. But Teagle's on the other hand, he was all about it.
It's like,
right
I'm up for this. Yeah, I'll follow through. But yeah, just sort of gain maybe a little bit of what he'd lost in the past couple of laps back on Rose. So the good little fight going on here between these two boys. Equal.
I think it is the fight at the moment, to be honest. It is.
Well, I don't know. I don't. Oh, here we go. Little tiny mistake again, and we were just talking about the little unforced errors that creep into your race here. Teggles didn't look quick enough to put pressure on Rowe, and I was going to say the same thing about Crossy and Ichikawa. You know, they're just circulating. There's just no pressure there just yet, albeit these guys are very close on track. So
because it's a good battle, because he sort of mirrored him, and you know the separation hasn't been big, and just saw Gunther Rowe a little rattled maybe after that pass from Alexandra. And you know, Tig, cool as, is ready to maybe capitalise on the situation and put a lot of heat on him down through Blanchimont. And and then now a chance for Gunther Rowe to settle down, eyes forward, see if he can get a nice clean lap in and
keep it clean through Rouge here.
Loose again. Just disconnection of the rear through Rouge. Just the transition to rattle on there. Gunther Rowe, he manages to stabilise it though and carries on, but it did look awkward.
The car is quicker than Teggle's car through Rouge though. I just wonder whether he's just got the rear wing a little bit flatter on that Ferrari compared to Hayden.
Yeah.
So
now once again Alexandra Payan just coming up onto the back of Isaac Ichikawa, and hopefully he can make this pass a lot cleaner, and he does. As he goes past the leaders now, the GT3 class, and look, Crossland just falling away a little bit now from the back at Chikawa, and he needs to be careful because Costas Makrolos is lurking in the background.
He is.
And he is around 3.1 seconds off the back of Crossland, so keep tabs on that.
Costas run a very tidy race when the others, the likes of Lawrence and stuff have sort of fallen by the wayside. So yeah, nice solid drive from Costas so far. So
yep,
Costas would want to keep it pretty clean, Jamie.
Yeah, this time through Hayden Tig now drops the left wheels. Oh, Gunther Rowe once again, same place as last lap. So that is turn 15 captured Teagles to go out in the kitty a little bit, and then turn 16 Gunther Rowe mirrored his lap from the one before and drops the wheels out there, and it just keeps this battle super close.
Keeps it close, doesn't it? You're right there, Wally. Teggles just need to keep the focus. Stay in touch. It will come if it's going to happen. But yeah, it's all about keeping it pointed in the right direction and on the road. Ichikawa, like J-Man just mentioned, has sort of stretched that gap back to Steve Crossland in the number 43 Simlax car. Costas Makalos lurking in the background on the left side. Gunther, Hayden Teg still at it. Robbie Mitchell actually lurking in the background of that battle, to be honest.
Yeah, he is, and he's actually just gone magenta in sector 1. Has Robbie Mitchell, so he's found something there.
Yeah, so Mitchell, albeit not able to keep up with some of these front runners, has run some very solid races over the past few weeks, J-Man. We see little mistakes from Robbie. So, yeah, stellar drive and stunning looking car too, mind you. Keeps it very clean. You see, it always finishes the race unscathed, just like that. And so you've got to give it that.
He's going to watch Gunther down at this section here again. He's run it out wide the last 2 laps at 16. He's tidy at 15. Here he goes at 16.
He's just pushing.
Tidies it up this time. Well inside the confines. But this is the sector that Hayden Teg, we saw it in qualifying. He was so good down through the middle sector. He's still good down through there. Just little to no passing opportunities if you are up on them down through there. That's the only unfortunate part. And you mentioned that Gunther Rowe's car looks a little stronger through Rouge and up the Kimmel Straight. Maybe a little less wing. A little bit more nervous, but yeah, definitely carrying a little bit more straight line. So could be a long night for Hayden, but I'm sure he's up for it as our wingmate.
For sure.
Good battle.
Yeah, and like we're just, theorising about, wing angles and stuff, and that would make sense, if Tegs is quick in that middle sector down through the valley at the bottom of the hill there, where it's all twisty, it just sort of makes sense. But, as soon as these guys, and here we are again through Rouge.
Yeah, it was exactly 1 second on the way down in through there.
Yeah,
you can see the delta climbing. It's already 1.1.
He's quick. The car's fast in a straight line. As long as he can keep it in check through that twisty stuff through a Rouge in that really high G dip through the valley there. Crazy, infamous piece of track.
But look at how it closes here. We come into Hayden Teg territory here, where the car's relying on the downforce, and you watch him through here. The car just so much more compliant through the corners. Obviously, it's going to have a little bit more understeer, a bit of push if you're American. Through the high-speed stuff, obviously with all that weight down on the rear tyres, but through this stuff here, car just looks a little bit more solid. And as we run down the hill here, heading down towards turn 12, this is where he'll be most comfortable. Gunther, just rest. You can just see the car just wiggle a little bit
around a little. Yeah.
And, he's got another 45 minutes to negotiate this. Factor in some fuel load coming off the car. The car gets a little bit lighter in the rear. The tyres wear a little bit more. You can see him soaring away at the steering wheel there.
Yeah.
Even without being in the car, you can see that he's just wrestling away, whereas Hayden's car, just the inputs look smooth, the car not moving around at all, making the apex a lot tighter. And here's the spot again, Gunther Rowe. The car's so fast it wants...
Both of them, seriously pushing. Yeah. But look at
the gas again. We're back to 0.4.
Here it is. And this is a classic example. What we just watched there, out of Teggle's car there, you can see the attitude of both the vehicles from that camera shot. So, yeah, this is a great battle from 2 guys. Whoa, that was close.
That was super close, mate. Yeah, and this is what I talk about. It's these nervous moments, and that just really excited Teg as well. He tried to get on the loud pedal just that little bit harder, just coming out of turn 20 there, and just had a little wriggle himself as once again we see Dixie come through, pokes it down the inside. Second. Too long before you see Shane Fotolo turn up.
So second of the second lapping of the GT cars from the Hypers. Now, J-Man, like I said, Will Dixon just slipped through. It won't be long. Here comes Shane. Let's get a little bit of a bird's eye view out of, well, I suppose what would be the passenger seat if there was one. Oh, it's Shane's car. Oh, it's crazy fast. Fast PD. Works his way up. So Shane back a little bit now on Dixie there, I notice, actually. So, but plenty of wheel work from Shane Frontado. No surprise. Always. Ichikawa out there smashing it out in the Lexi with the gold. Look, it wouldn't be a Lexus without a gold trimming on the grill. Well, it wouldn't, J-Man, like seriously, it's perfect.
Yeah, it does look pretty plush.
Smacks of high-end Toyota. Bit of gold trimming.
So, Costas Macrolos's progress just pretty static at the moment on Steve Cross, and still around about 3.5 seconds away from Crossy. So, no real gains there. Crossy doing a great job, but obviously Ichikawa, fantastic. But 1.7 is the margin, so he's still keeping him in touch, as we should see what will be, I think, Shane Frontado.
Past Taggles. Yeah, past Taggles. Shane Frontado just slipped past.
Yep.
And now lining up Gunther Row here and coming in hot into that last braking area. Wow, that would have been sketchy.
Yep.
Shane managed that really well. I mean, he just with the gap there, he didn't want to get held up. Who is in the background? It is Chris Fraser. So Frontado's had a slip up, and so he's gone back to Fraser.
Yep.
Away from Dixon over the past 10 minutes or so. So he will be very conscious of that. Just on Fraser now as he navigates.
Yeah, awkward moment for a reason. He's got to get out of it.
And so he's going to have to back out of this. And here it is. This is where it gets a bit sketchy. It gets it done, J-Man. Tidy stuff from Fraser there. He really had to think on his feet, I think. And he's gone round in the push.
As fast as he gets past, as fast as he goes around.
Oh, no. Fraser, he'll be so dirty at himself. Unforced. Had just navigated the two Ferraris of Hayden Tegg and Gunther Rowe. And looked like he just had a little bit of brain fade. Braked maybe 20 metres too late. Just pinched up the rears. Now he's going to do it all again here. Past Teggles.
Yeah, potentially with a set of really hot rear tyres on that thing.
It's quite possibly. And gets it done again. And look, he's really does got to focus here. I mean, the focus seriously, these hypercar drivers, as they not only just to drive the car by themselves on the track around other hypers, but then to navigate that GT class car as well. And there is a few of them out there. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, 8 GT cars to navigate as they run through the field.
Who was that just passing? Who was that passing? Oh, that was Shane Frontado just going through on Ichikawa. Ichikawa, yeah. That looked to be awkward down at the final chicane.
Yeah. So second lapping for the hypercars. That is Will Dixon and Shane Frontado all the way through the field again for the second time. J-Man, and we're only at 40 minutes in. We're not quite halfway. It sort of works out about right. So we're seeing it at about, I don't know, anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. We're seeing the hypers run through the field. And then make bloody short work of it too.
Oh, got the road gone at a Rouge. We talked about it. We talked about how slippery the car was, and it's gone. It is gone.
It looks
and
like that looked like it bounced off the wall where we got the cameras back to it. That car did look like it had made contact.
And that's the price you pay for having a slippery car. It was incredibly fast, but
it was quick.
The question, how long can you maintain hanging on to something like that? And you can see now, that's Pete Dawson.
That is PD. It's PD.
And I think maybe tuning in the chat, that may be Harry Lawrence, and it did look that way, Harry. Very much not what we're used to seeing, if that is you. Unfortunate, mate. And yeah, next week's another week.
It is. Gunther's car not looking very healthy, J-Man. Looks at, I don't know, just, well, it looks damaged. Anyway, straight away. So, Pete Dawson and Robbie Mitchell sneaking past Gunther in the process there. Oh, well, as is Hayden Tegg, who was chasing him for pretty much the whole race up until now. So, unfortunate for Rowe there. J-Man. Look, we didn't really call it, but we did notice how agitated the Rowe Ferrari was while it led that little battle between himself and Ted.
I know, I called it. I said it looked like a seesaw, mate.
Whether it was going to go into the wall or not, we didn't know, and there we see. So unfortunate for Rowe.
It's just a byproduct of having a slippery car, you know. It's going to be good in places. We saw how good Teggle's car was, you know, through the mid-sector when it counted, and I just wondered, I saw a few moments up through a ruse and rattle on there from Gunther's car, and he was doing a beautiful job to hang on. He was,
no, absolutely.
As the fuel comes down and the tyres get warm, that stuff just gets a lot harder. So, look, in the interim, Will Dixon doing a fantastic job, 16 seconds over Fodordo, another 11 seconds back is Fraser, 70 plus seconds back from that is Alexandre, and then obviously Bewley. Bewley, give me a look at that. He's right on Alexandre at the moment for a pass.
So he's gone behind. He's back behind Alexander.
Oh, he has been for a long time. This is him trying to come back. He's been back there a long time. There you go.
So both of them struggling with some unforced errors, those boys tonight. Look, we saw it in Chris Fraser as well.
And he's
5 minutes ago. And Shane Fodordo has been a little bit up and down in his times as well. Dixon, however, J-Man, this guy is so clinical in this car. The BMW has looked so solid in pretty much the whole series, hasn't it, at the hands of Will Dixon?
Yep. Yeah, super tidy. Fodordo in the pit lane.
I don't know about John Player Special, Wally. I was thinking more like Toyota cheese colour, which is gold. Anyway, here we are. Shane Fodordo in the caddy, on the jacks, J-Man.
Yeah, he's in there. Fraser grabs second place in the interim. See the energy climbing for Shane Fodordo at the moment.
Just quietly, while all of this has been happening, and we've been calling the Gunther and the Teggles and Dixon and Fodordo and bloody Bewley going up and down, Isaac Ichikawa, Steve Costin and Costas Makalos can all be seen in the same camera shot at the moment. Okay, so this trio is actually just bunched up a little bit in the last 5 or so minutes, as we're a little over halfway. So, well, a lot actually over halfway now, by about 10 minutes or so, or 7 minutes or so. So we would expect to see some pit stops starting to roll in soon.
Expect to see some fast times from Shane Fodordo. Goes in, re-energises the car and bolts on a soft tyre. Dixon, Fraser and Bewley all on a medium tyre.
So 33 minutes on the soft.
Yeah, Alexandre, he is on a soft tyre also.
As well.
So,
Oh, there you go. There you go. Interesting to note.
So it's going to be interesting to see what this soft tyre does. But yeah, you mentioned those guys there. Really, you can see them in screenshot. Not every screenshot, but...
So we just get out of the back of Ichikawa's car, looking over the rear wing. The Simblac's rear wing, mind you. That is the Simblac's Aston Martin, pedaled by Steve Crossland in the background. But yeah, look, you can see Crossy hasn't gone anywhere. I mean, he's moved back a little bit, but that car is still clearly visible as they get out of, what is that, turn 12 or something, and run up the hill.
Yeah, just come out of 16, heading down through 17, 18 now.
Cars looking solid. Ichikawa, fine form here tonight, J-Man.
Yeah, and how good for Crossan. I mean, we see the Crossy performances when he gets dialed in and hooked up. He is every bit as fast as anybody out there. We've seen him take race victories.
Yeah.
And he's there to play tonight. You know, Isaac's got to keep his wits about him. He's clearly comfortable in the car as Ichikawa and the Lexus, but Crossan's he's just not going away.
Oh, yeah, and look, Crossy, we haven't even seen a wriggle out of that Aston Martin.
I just seen one there down at turn 1.
Okay, well, we will keep the cameras off him for a little bit there. But, yeah, looking very solid. But obviously, as they get towards the end of their stint, they do get a little bit distracted on, you know, making sure they've got their pits sorted, and they're starting to think about when, you know, do we do the undercut, overcut, blah, 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 you know, like, so... and just to throw a little bit extra in the mix, here comes Shane Fodado to keep you guys on your toes. So we get out of the back of Ichikawa's car, and you can see Steve Crossan in the background. Every now and then you will see it cost us a macro loss, but any moment now, I would suspect well before the end of this lap, you will see Shane Fodado in the Cadillac start to range up on the back
on a soft tyre, mate. He is coming.
It's coming in hot, J-Man. And there it is. You can see it. He's already passed macro loss.
Yeah, he's going to grab these guys pretty much down to 13, 14, 15 here.
In a flash. Look at this. Oh, it nearly gets into the back of Crossland. Is the sheer closing speed on those on the Cadillac there. Crossy looked a little bit awkward as he tried to, I think, move to the inside. And that's where Shane wanted to be. And here we go.
He's just got to delay the pick up on the throttle there just to ensure that he could get underneath Isaac out of turn 16 then. And then the rest is a memory as he sees the Lexus become very small on the mirror very quickly.
We watch it for 75 minutes every week, like it's closings, but it's amazing to watch it again and again. So
Crossing in the lane, Crossing goes for the undercut.
Okay, there you go.
Oh no, he has sped into pit lane. I can guarantee you that thing went 4 kilometres over the 60. No, he got it down to 58, and then unfortunately just didn't quite nail the limiter, and he will be very, very nervous right now.
Yeah.
So we will just quickly... Crossy, I don't want to interrupt your pit program there, mate, but we have got you live. It looked to be maybe 3 or 4k an hour over the pit limiter there. You're a bit nervous at the moment, mate. Are you okay with that?
No, I thought I was under quite early on that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Will Dixon in the pits.
All right, we'll find out shortly. Fantastic race to this date, mate. Go get him. Go and chase Isaac down. You guys are putting on a fantastic show. Great pace, mate. Well done.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Go, Steve. Steve, Crossan, ladies and gentlemen.
Get rid of him in case it goes bad and the red mist kicks in.
Well, we've got cameras on him now, J-Man, and I still think he might be a little nervous.
Oh. There's the big orange DT. The drive-through penalty takes Steve Crossan effectively, I'm going to say at this point in time, with 28 minutes to go, off the podium. And look, I did see it. I do pick up on these little things, the good and the bad.
Mate, look, there's no doubt about you, J-Man. And I'm sure he appreciated you delivering that bad news to him.
Mate, yeah. Look, he knows the deal. He knows the deal.
Fraser just sneaking past the Aston Martin as Steve Crossan laments, contemplates what could have been here tonight. But
he'd be like, those frickin' camera guys put the camera on me on the way in the lane. That
look, I didn't even have it on there until you piped up, so it was okay. It was good. We might have been talking about you, but we weren't watching you.
So just think about that for a moment. Isaac Ichikawa and Alexis, Costas Makrolos and Alexis, Hayden Teague and a Ferrari. So I might get 2 out of the 3 here, but that's
Absolutely.
big. That is big. We knew Costas was lurking in the background there from Steve Crossan, but Hayden Teague, I believe, barring any incidents, has put himself in a prime position here to go a podium.
He does. As we see Costas Makrolos just rolling into the pits, J-Man. But just that consistency. And Wally piped up in the chat before and just said, be patient, Teggles, it will come, and that's exactly the way he's driven this race as he rolls into the pit lane as well. And this is what we expected. We always see this flurry. They get to this point. That is Robbie Mitchell we saw in the background there. Look how dirty the windscreens are on these cars. Splattered in bug. And Pete Dawson also rolling in. I think that's Robbie Fox's car. Is that Robbie Fox's car just sitting in the pits there as well?
Robbie Mitchell, Hayden Teague and Costas Makrolos.
Yep, Robbie Fox in the pits as well. So all happening. Flurry of pit stops. As he spit it out, Dave. Isaac Ichikawa out front in the GT class cars with Costas Makrolos and Hayden Teague. And we are suspecting that the race may finish like that. Will Dixon in the hypers, J-Man.
Oh, look at Crossan here. Look at Crossan. He's coming for a drive-through, and he's with Robbie Fox, Pete Dawson, and who was that in front of them? Oh, and he's tagged up Robbie Fox on the exit. And Crossy's pulled it over there. Oh, he's got another drive-through.
Oh, he's had enough.
He's parked it.
Chris Fraser just rolling out of the pits in the Porsche, J-Man. So, controversy, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, I would not want to be in Crossy's lounge room right now. That would not be good.
He'll be losing his shit, J-Man.
Yeah.
I can guarantee it.
The Twitch stream will be blowing up deluxe right now.
Oh, you know it. But that's the joys of sim racing, ladies and gentlemen. Will Dixon, that looks like it might be the car of Costas Makrolos. He's just about to sneak past there, who is currently running second in the GT class. So he's going to just quickly sneak that BMW past Costas there. Very neatly and very nicely. A shower of sparks from the BMW.
So Fraser doing a beautiful job in that opening stint and the pit lane. So here's leapfrog Shane Fodderdo for second position now in the hypers. So Shane out there on a soft tyre. Fraser Dixon 1 and 2 leading the hypers at the moment on a medium tyre. So Shane has still got the better part of nearly 25 minutes to run on the soft tyre. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, that will be interesting. Man, Isaac Ichikawa in the pit lane, and we also see the Peugeot of Alexander Payan in the pit lane as well. I think they're both just rolling out actually. So
Ichikawa out, and where is Makrolos? Makrolos coming through La Source, turn 1, and he's going to come out beside Payan.
That won't cost him anything, but maybe just give him a fraction of draft as the Peugeot blasts past him. But Ichikawa very much in control. And what has changed from this equation here? Obviously, Steve Crossan with a drive through. And then another drive through has put him out of the top spot. Who has replaced that? Costas Makalos and Hayden Teg, J-Man. Teggles just keeping his cool all race. So
Yeah, absolutely. Doing a good job. And Robbie Mitchell as well, quietly achieving there. I talked to you about him getting magenta in sector 1 earlier on. Said that the car had some pace. Best lap of a 2:21.8. Versus Chikawa's done a 20.5.
There's no doubt about Mitchell. Like I said, he's not up the pointy end. He's not up with the front runners every week. But damn, he brings that car home very cleanly. And we very rarely see that Bilstein BMW in the sand or out of shape in any way or form. So nice work from Robbie. And holding off PD at the moment too. So PD chasing him in the Ferrari. Back there, Gunther Rowe back on track in the Fina Ferrari. Robbie Fox, as always, rounding out the back of the field there at the moment, but always stays to the end. And a nice work from him. So, Gunther, a slippery, up to a Rouge again. Yeah, I know. I'm not even going to put the camera on him, J-Man, through there. So I'm afraid that he's just going to bin it on us. But yeah, did we curse Crossy, Wally? Oh, I don't think so. Come on.
Ice cream was a better. I reckon you're probably right, Crossy. Sorry, mate, to be the bearer of bad news at the time, mate. But look, it's a warts and all production, mate. We'll take the good and the bad. And I'll tell you what is good is an interesting battle forming now. Shane Fodderdo on the soft tyre and the hyper, starting to close the margin down on Chris Fraser. What does that look like? Well, I can see them both in shot as Fraser comes out of La Source. Shane Fodderdo tips it into La Source. Let's see what that looks like in 2 or 3 laps.
What is La Source? Does it taste nice? Is it nice La Source?
It could be.
Yeah.
Hey, ask Crossy, might have it on his ice cream.
Well, it might be chocolate sauce.
Could be.
Oh, yes. Yes, so you can see both the boys in camera shot, like you mentioned, J-Man. Chris Fraser just in the foreground. It was Shane Fodderdo on the camera. And yeah, these boys, they have to and fro across the race so far. We still have over 20 minutes yet to run, mind you. So plenty of racing to go. And Shane Fodderdo on a soft set of tyres. So Costas Makalos just getting wrapped up by Fraser there now. Shane.
Yeah, what's that margin? 3.9 seconds, the difference between first and second in the GT3s. And then we got Hayden Tegg, another 11.7. 11.7 back from there. Obviously, you mentioned Pete Dawson, 2.1 seconds off the back of Robbie Mitchell. So I think this is a battle that's going to form. Pete Dawson doesn't ever go away. The back end of the race, he's kind of a little bit like Harry Lawrence at times. He'll take the full 75 minutes to get to where he needs to get to. So Pete Dawson, look for him to try and get engaged in a bit of close quarter stuff with Robbie Mitchell, which should be cool.
Yeah, PD may be a little unpracticed here for tonight's round. We know PD doesn't need much practice to come up to speed, but I know he's got a busy life. And unpracticed, can be a little bit difficult in these things, particularly at Spa. Slowly chasing that gap, J-Man, like you mentioned. Where is the fight? Where is the fight at the moment, though?
Yeah, I think it's it's not as close as visually on track, but there's little battles going on. There was a tenth taken out that lap, or a couple of tenths taken out that lap. Costas Makalos over at Chikawa. That might have been by way of just Chikawa getting offline.
Oh, hypers.
Yeah, the hyper to come through. So there's little arm wrestles going on at the moment, but for me, Pete Dawson now 1.6 seconds away from the back of Robbie Mitchell. This one's heating up for sure. What else we got going on?
Is
Fotto, 4.5, that's sort of plateaued. I think that soft tyre's probably got to its peak already.
It's mildly toasted. It's already.
Yeah, let the graining set in. However, Will Dixon, last lap round 2:04.0, best of a 2:02.8. This thing is absolutely hooked up on rails. He does have 34 seconds over P2 of Chris Fraser. Now, Chris Fraser's done a good job quietly achieving, although I did flick the camera to him and he looked to be significantly off track. So what does that look like margin-wise? 4.7. Now, he's still making some ground on Shane at the moment, so... Lawrence just, yeah, look, I think the rear end of the Lexus tonight for Harry Lawrence, Crossy, the rear wing or the rear tyres weren't working as they should, and it's stage left as we see Fotto backs it into the final chicane. What is that all about? That is not how you treat a soft rear tyre.
It's just a Fotto, or a hypercar too, either J-Man, but I think it's just one of those stuff. I think that, like I said, I think those softs, and I'm sure you would agree, are probably getting a little cooked by now. What have we got left? 17 minutes to go. Can he keep this thing pointing in the right direction, J-Man?
Yeah. Still watching this Pete Dawson battle. Oh, yeah, I mean, especially if we're watching Shane Fotto, Crossy, he really just chucks that thing at the corner, it lets go, and at some point it recomplies and it sticks and he drives out. I don't know how good that is for the tyre, but they are super impressive under brakes and through the middle of the corner. So, good battle forming here, PD, Robbie Mitchell, and then also Shane Fotto. That's just plateaued around that 4.5 seconds up to Chris Fraser. Dixon has checked out. I can't see this going any other way than a plus 35 second victory here for Dixie. He has just got this thing on a tether right now.
Yep. Car looks stunning, and again, just Will, like at his best, and we've seen it. We've seen him do this already this season. You know, albeit a short season, we've been watching this guy, and he's clinical in the way he delivers. The pace out of this BMW. Look at the sparks. Literally a trail of sparks. Yeah, beautiful to watch. So, who is it going to be? Chris Fraser or Shane Fotto, J-Man? That is the question. Purely with, well, maybe a minor hiccup and an excursion into the wall earlier in the race has sort of put him out of that top three. Alexander, new to the series and probably coming to terms with a Peugeot that doesn't have a rear wing on it. But look, they assure me that it works, but it just doesn't look right. So he's got his own battles on his hand. Back to the GTs, Isaac Ichikawa in the fully spec'd up gold rimmed grille and rear view mirrored Lexus, the Toyota cheese all over that thing. Long cheesy looking Toyota. There it is right there. Stunning effort from Isaac Ichikawa, held off Steve Crossan for more than half the race before a little mishap in the pit entry for Crossan, putting him out. Costas Makalos on the chase now. Here we go. Quick pan of the cameras. There is Costas Makalos. So not that far behind Ichikawa at the moment. A little bit further back for Hayden Tegg, but stunning drive from Teggles. Pressure on Gunther Rowe in one of the other Ferraris. Pretty much for 3/4 or at least 2/3 of the race here. So before a mishap from Rowe through a rouge, Robbie Mitchell, as always, Mr. Consistency. Rocket in 9th position outright. 4th in the GT class. PD coming to sort of maybe rain on his parade there a little bit. Running in 10th, 5th in the GT class. Gunther Rowe back out on track, and Robbie Fox in the big bad Merc. Holding it down at the back of the field. Nice work, Robbie Fox. J-Man, what do you got eyes on?
I just see, yeah, just a little bit of lap traffic for Chris Fraser. Just cost him about a second and a half at the moment on Fordo there to round up Alexandre Payan. And also, by the looks of it, maybe Gunther Rowe. Gunther Rowe was a pretty easy pass, but it was favourable to Shane Fordo. That gap now back down to what, 3.1, been sitting consistently at 4.5. So there's the difference. So we'll see what that looks like in the next couple of laps. However, back to the Pete Dawson and Robbie Mitchell battle, that is still tethering, so 1.4 at the moment, as you mentioned. So I think they're the two closest there. Obviously, Dixie got that comfortable lead out there. Ichikawa 3.7 over Macross has been pretty static for some time now. So barring any sort of mistakes from those two guys, it is what it is. And so just get some latency issues there with Gunther Rowe. Not sure what that is. But Hayden Tegg, Teggy doing a beautiful job. He was super patient in there earlier, sitting behind Gunther Rowe. We could see the differences in the car setup. Teggle's car really set up aero efficient to be super safe. Yeah, look, he's amongst it, looking for a podium. What'll be a very rewarding night for a disciplined drive at this point. So that's probably where we are at the mark there, with around about 12 minutes to go. I think there's still a little bit of spice left in the back end of this one, and I think it'll be Pete Dawson, Robbie Mitchell, and also Shane Fordo,
and Fraser.
Yeah, Fraser. There might be a little sting in the tail there.
Maybe they are close-ish, but anything's possible. The slightest mistakes, and it is on J-Man. So Fraser will want to stay focused, J-Man. Well, both of them will, really. Shane clearly pushing hard on what is probably getting an ever more worn soft tyre. Needs to be careful in that car, but still clearly showing some pace. Ichikawa with a little bit of a lead on cost, but not a lot, and so really can't, like lose his focus either. I think.
Yes, Firthy. Must be good ice cream.
We do the best ice cream, Joe.
We do.
Haven't got the MATCHFIT ice cream out there, have we?
No.
No.
Yeah, well, there's parts of town that we're the only ice creams, so.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to fudge it up, mate.
So Teggles, J-Man sitting in 3rd position. I'm not going to take that conversation any further than that, actually. Hayden Tegg, 3rd in the GT class. Shane Fordo, 3rd in the Hyper class. And are both pushing hard as ever. Will Dixon in the BMW faultless in the hypercars, just rounds the final corner and across the line one more time with just over 10 minutes, yes, to run. Isaac Ichikawa is just running through a Rouge in the Give Me More Cheese Lexus.
Pineapple lumps, mate. Pascals.
And and that is Costas Makalos. You can see in back of shot. So that's how close those guys are. Not too far from each other. That car that you saw pop up in the background is actually Will Dixon. The one that shoots sparks out from the floor all the way up the straight there.
Yes, straight from the flux capacitor.
Yeah, straight from the flux capacitor, exactly. Shane Fordo just rolling through T1. And Fraser on his way down the hill into a Rouge. So are these guys, is that gap shortened, J-Man, between Fraser and Fordo?
No, it's static at 3.4 now. You'll see it drop down to 3.2 at places, but it's sort of static at the moment. Yeah, he has emerged king of the hypers as he rounds up one more time. Will Dixon goes past the leader of the GT3 class and Isaac Ichikawa. What is that, the third time through? Hold on me.
Yes, J-Man, we will. Okay, I can even click a button and it will show you that. Oh, well. Yes. Cool. 5. So, Robbie Fox slapped 5 times. Rowe, Dawson, Mitchell, Teg, Makalos, Ichikawa.
Now,
Makalos by 4 and Ichikawa not yet to be lapped. Yes.
Something I hadn't considered is the lap time at the moment. Hayden Tegg, last lap through, 2:23.4. Robbie Mitchell, 2:22.7. The gap now for those two stands at 3.4 seconds as Robbie Mitchell just comes through a little bit of dust that was kicked up by Hayden Tegg. Now, Hayden Tegg needs to manage this here to bring this podium home, but we talked about Pete Dawson chasing down Robbie Mitchell, but is it Robbie Mitchell chasing down Hayden Tegg for a podium? Still
quite possibly.
7 minutes 50 to run on this. Not separated by too much. Like I mentioned, the gap, 3.1 seconds. So, we talk about stinging the tail. I might have misread there that it was all about Pete Dawson, Robbie Mitchell, but it might be Robbie
Shane Fodeno goes round. Oh, he gets
very lucky not to tag up Pete Dawson there.
So just lucky to pick up on that.
So that blows out a little bit of the point out of Shane Fodeno, and Chris Fraser goes back out to over 4 seconds again. But Robbie Mitchell now 3 seconds. 2.9, so he is coming. He is coming for Hayden Tegg. He wants that podium. He knows what's on offer. With just under 7 minutes left to run on this one.
Yeah, and that probably, I'm sure PD had to get out of the throttle there, so PD probably no threat to Robbie Mitchell here. This time will tick away very quickly, J-Man.
Yeah, 258k an hour for Hayden Tegg's Ferrari versus 262 for the BMW, the Bilstein BMW of Robbie Mitchell. So there's a little bit on the table up the Kemmel Straight, so if you can get to him through Rouge, there may be enough to put alongside him. See you later, was it? Thanks for the watch.
Yeah, nice work, Wally Baker. Big supporter of MATCHFIT Entertainment, as always, and just freaking all-round legend. Thank you, Wally, for piping up again tonight in the chat box. Thumbs up on your way out, remember. Bro, you know the deal. So, yes, good little battle going on there. Robbie Mitchell starting to squeeze that gap up to Hayden Tegg. Is that doable? We don't know. Snaggy run. Oh, Shane Fodeno around in the Cadillac, J-Man. Just picking it up.
Yep.
Pushing that car to the limit. And clearly past it.
Yeah, I reckon that's the soft tyres just protesting.
They're going away from him now, yeah. 5 minutes in to run, which admittedly is only a handful of laps.
It's only
like 3 laps or something.
Yeah, into the third lap, depending on where they are on the circuit for sure. Actually, speaking of which, where is Dixie? Okay, so he's just into a lap. So you're probably right, it'll be 3 from here to get home.
So Dixon Fraser running down the hill now with probably what is a fairly healthy gap on Shane Fodeno after a little bit of a mishap down at the bottom of the hill there. G-Man Bewley still rocking the Toyota, the Hyper Camry. Round T1, Alexander in the Peugeot.
Costas now 2.3, 2.4 behind Ichikawa. Is there something left in the back end of this?
The Hypers are coming through again. That will be Fraser actually just sneaking past Costas, so good for both of those boys. Nothing awkward there.
Yeah, well, look, it just depends on where he catches Ichikawa here. Thinks about it.
And he's gonna send him around the outside. I mean, look, at least the Hyper can do it.
Yep.
That's probably the safest way to go around that.
But Macrolos, that favoured him there, 1.7 seconds.
Oh, I'd suspect it did as well. He didn't. He was overtaken on the straight, so didn't have to get off the throttle.
Purely's put himself in a position if Shane falls away much more, has any more of those moments, he's got a podium on the cards here. Here's Bewley. Okay, yeah, he's coming out of turn 16 now. Fododo's coming down to 19. I just looked at the gap. It's about 7 seconds in it, but it takes a few seconds to rotate one of these things back around from facing the wrong way. So Shano just needs to keep it nice and tidy here. Macrolos comes in 1.8 seconds behind at Chikawa. Like I said, they're still going to have 2 more to run. This one and 1 more.
Yeah, and they still got the hypers rolling through here. I think the next car will be followed up here. J-Man in the caddy.
Oh, Teg with a bad run through the chicane because of one of the back markers. I think that was Alexandre Payan.
So that's not ideal for Teg's run. The back end of the race here. Good clean pass from Shane Fododo out of a rouge there. Is he going to be able to sneak past Isaac here? Similarly, I mean, I think Shane's out of the fight here at the moment, but it's just more about the hypers upsetting these 2 boys, which are well and truly in a battle. I think as we wind down here, J-Man, and again, I think Isaac probably drew the short straw there again. Having to go side by side, yeah. Fraser in second, Fododo in third, Dixon. Quickly coming up on the back of Gunther Rose, Fina Ferrari here.
Oh, Shane Fododo runs off again. Another one of these moments. I talked about it. Bewley, where is he? He can see the dust. It's just going to close that margin down some more.
Yeah, it's not enough. It's not close enough, David.
No, but you know, you have too many more of those moments. You're just going to throw it away.
Oh, you're so right. Ichikawa, Gosses Mackerel, Hayden Teg.
Robbie Mitchell, Pete Dawson, that is the closest battle probably for the, Macrolos is actually 1.5 seconds off down at the final chicane. So he's there. This will be the final lap that they're into.
So these boys, Mitchell wheels out the grass. He's got PD chasing him down in the Ferrari, and he's still got Teggles that he's chasing down in front. So plenty to think about. Very late entry.
Exchange of straight lines of Rouge.
Bewley in the Hyper Camry.
Catches him at a perfect time.
Perfect timing.
Tell you what, Pete Dawson is as close as he's been to Robbie Mitchell.
The whole race.
1 lap to go. Yep. Talked about the top speed of that BMW versus Teg's Ferrari. There's about 4k an hour in it. Just trying to get a read at the moment. You can see Robbie Mitchell 255, 257, 259, 260.
So with cameras on Tegs, you can see Mitchell, you can see Dawson, all in camera shot now, but all way too late.
A good run there from PD, and that was out of Lacombe's turn 9. He came out of there, closed the margin some more. You can see him right on the back of Robbie Mitchell now as they run down the hill.
Dixon across the line, Jay and Chris Fraser running across the line as well. Shane Fododo on his way up the hill, but yeah, Mitchell.
That is the podium for the Hypers. Well done, Will Dixon, Chris Fraser, Shane Fotterday, beauty, good drive back, and also well done, first one up for Alexandre Payan. But yeah, back to this this battle here. Ichikawa is going to get the spoils here over Costas Makrolos, and then Hayden Tegg looks to hold on here. But what has PD got for Robbie Mitchell heading down to the final part of this racetrack as they both slip into the kitty littler a little bit?
I can feel the pressure that Mitchell's under. One eye on the mirror, trying to push as hard as he can. Doesn't even know Tegg's in front of him anymore, even though that he can see him. All the focus is on PD. So Ichikawa through. Costas Hayden Tegg coming up to the final little chicane.
And this was for the podium, mate.
Yeah, look at this line. Look at this line.
He's still on him. He's still on him.
He's going right to the end and pushing him across the line. Wow.
Gunther Rowe has finished also 6th in class. Robbie Fox.
Away in the garage as well. Steve Crossland retired, as did Harry Lawrence. J-Man. What a freaking epic race.
Sweaty balls. I would well imagine. Yep, amongst other things. All right, so we will grab the race winner from the GD3 class down. Isaac, mate, fantastic performance. You got us on comms.
G'day guys, how you going?
Mate, pretty commanding performance there tonight, mate. And look, it closed up a little bit at the back end. Were you just in management mode or just running out of...
The wife came in to talk to me about something, so that's why I lost the 2 seconds to Costas. So goes to show, if you're not concentrating, you can lose 2 seconds or more.
Well, I hope it was important, mate. That's the main thing. And, but nonetheless, man, outstanding. I talked about, the pace you had. You chimed in for a quick chat pre-race there, mate. And the thing looked good tonight. You're super solid. Didn't actually pick up any moments with you there tonight. Just looked super solid. Well done.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I mean, as you know, once again, no practice. Like I said to you guys in one of your other streams that I was watching from India, so I only got back yesterday, did about 40 minutes of practice, and that's it. And here we are.
There we are. Yeah, nice
mate, stick with that formula because it's working for you. Big time. That was pretty commanding. And look, some solid company out there, obviously, with Makrolos. And look, a couple of unfortunates there. Crossland.
Oh, Crossland, yeah.
Crossland with the drive-through and then double booked it as well. So he, obviously the ice cream in pit lane was better than the racing out on track. So, but look, you guys traded for the first, half an hour quite nicely. But look, consistency plays the long game, and man, it looks super solid in the back end. But the quali lap, talk to us about the quali lap, mate. Did you know you had that in it? 19.7.
I knew I would be pretty fast. Earlier in the practice lobby, I don't know if you've seen it, the 220.3 or 4, whatever it was. Yep. That was on a full tank of gas. So I've actually run slower in the race, but hey, I mean, it's all right. Can't complain. So I knew I had a little bit more pace. Car felt good. Can't complain really.
Yeah, I think you still did a 20.5, I believe. I think it was in the race, so a couple of tenths off. So, look, for the limited practice, mate, it was a very, very polished performance, mate. And once again, it's always fantastic to see you out there achieving on track. And well done once again, mate. Hopefully you're around for the final next week at Le Mans. And go well.
Not. Sorry, boys. Have to miss that one too.
Hopefully you get a chance to tune in, mate. So...
yeah, if I can, I'll tune in and say good day as I always do. And thanks, guys, for continuously supporting those that support us. And, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And I hope you guys enjoyed the action on track.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, fantastic. Thanks heaps, Isaac. It's always a pleasure, mate. Enjoy.
Cheers. Catch ya.
There you go, Isaac Ichikawa from P1. And I will grab the fast guy tonight, and we'll see what's left after this, Davo. But Will Dixon has really
Right.
Stomped his mark on the hypers tonight. Just looks super, super solid. Dixie, you got us on comms?
Yeah, fellas, how's it going?
Mate, another meat and drink for you out there. Super fast. Shane Faraday jumped you off the start. That was about the most of the excitement I think you probably saw. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I saw that he was starting on soft, so probably a little bit quicker, a little bit more aggressive at the start, but just sort of let him go, and looked a little bit sketchy there. And I think he just went a bit too deep in T1, and then got him again. I knew the softs probably wouldn't have the longevity in them anyway, so.
Yep. And look, to be honest, at the back end, mate, well, probably from the halfway point, we could just see it. Once you actually did clear him, we could see it pressing on by 0.8 to even a second and a half a lap at times, mate. And did you sort of like concentration mode when you get in that zone? Like, what do you do at that point, Dixie, when you got such a good lead? Do you start looking to the delta and driving to a number, or are you just looking for a rhythm?
Probably just more of a rhythm, looking after the tyres, lifting, coasting, fuel, that sort of thing. This car's still pretty sketchy, like around that track, so you still got to be on the ball the whole time.
Yeah.
Quite a few times, just real snappy, around those left-right sort of turns.
And look, we're still learning about these hypers, mate, and they are fantastic to watch. Quoted sort of 275, 280 down through Rouge, up to every bit of 316 to 317 k an hour up Kimmel Straight. Talk to us a little bit. I haven't touched on it too much this series, but the tools available. Are you, in a race like tonight when you've got such a commanding lead, are you still reaching for the tools available like regen and stuff, mate? Or are you pretty much just happy where it's at and just play with it?
I just put more front roll bar in the last chicane and turn one, and then a couple of times I just had to drop the power map down to 20 from 30. But other than that, I think just TC slip just had to go up a little bit midway through the race just to avoid a bit of sliding. But yeah, that's about it.
So that final chicane, is that an every lap thing? You're reaching for the bar, or just once when you feel you need to?
Yeah, I did it most laps just to give it that little bit extra turn in, so you're straightening off that exit a bit more.
Yep. So if you weren't busy enough hanging on to one of those things, you're reaching for the buttons as well. That's impressive.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, good stuff, mate. And hey, look, are you looking forward to Le Mans and these things? I don't know if you've had a blast in them, but you're looking forward to that one?
Yeah, it should be good. I haven't driven this car in most of these races till the sort of race week, so it should be good. Hopefully, get a bit more of a full grid too. Should be sweet.
Yep. And look, let's talk about championship, mate. Pretty much. I'm not sure. Does that seal the deal tonight?
I would expect it.
It's probably a foregone conclusion. I haven't jumped on the abacus this week, mate, but
so
look, it's
50
been a fantastic
points.
series.
50 points going into this round. You had over Chris Fraser. So
yeah,
not sure. I haven't checked myself, but I think
Anyway.
a few of the boys have missed a race here and there too. So
yeah. Our consistency is key, mate. And look, we've had the
Cheers.
opportunity, obviously, to catch you down here and been some fantastic battles throughout the series. Just really, really, yourself, Bewley, Fodado poking his nose in there, and now Chris Fraser showing that he's super consistent as well. Managed to play his way back up into P2 tonight. So fantastic series, but more importantly, a fantastic night for yourself. Well done, buddy, on the P1.
that's it. Cheers, fellas. Yeah, can't beat the multi-class. Always keeping you busy. So thanks, fellas. Catch you next week.
Definitely.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. Will Dixon there from P1.
In the hypers, J-Man. Awesome work.
All right. Okay. So I might just get a quick word just before we depart, mate.
Okay. You got someone in mind?
Yeah, I do. I got Hayden Tegg here. I got Hayden. I just want to have a quick word on it. What was a very, very good night for Hayden. P3. Hayden, you got us on comms?
G'day, guys. How's it going?
Good, mate. Look, fantastic race tonight, mate. You played the long game, super consistent, a lot of pressure, put on early, and came out with the fruits, got the podium.
Yeah, it feels crazy. I feel like I've made so much progress from when I started till now. So yeah, feels good.
We agree, mate. Like back end of season 10 was very, very good, and I think Davo picked up in the Mustang and stuff, and then into this one, just starting to build some rhythm, momentum, and getting some results. And we thought the drive, right from quali, mate, you look so good through sector 2, constant magentas through there in quali, and then even in race trim. Just had the car set up tonight. We could see it when you were battling with Gunther Rowe. Gunther had everything out of La Source down through a Rouge Rattlon up the Kimmel Straight. He just had some mile an hour on you, mate, but proved to be detrimental with stability. And your car so good where it counted through the twisty stuff, and the car looked super settled right to the end. And you had some pressure at the end as well, Hayden. What was that like?
Yeah, almost bloody bottled the podium there. Coming through Blanchimont, I clipped the inside curb, had a little slide into the wall, so I had some suspension damage to battle.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I thought I was gonna bloody lose it, but nah, managed to keep it in P3.
Yeah, nice, mate. No, look, it was a fantastic drive. I thought you kept the pressure on Gunther for a good portion of that, really, really beautifully. And look, it bodes well. One more next week, and I think big results coming next year, 2026, based on your trajectory, mate. The racing's been fantastic. You got a great fan base that tunes in to MatchFit Entertainment. So we really appreciate watching you and the results that you're starting to give, mate. So shout out to the Teggles crew.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Just at the start, I could see Gunther was way like looser than me through,
Yep.
especially for Rouge and that. So I was just sort of playing the long game, hanging back a little, and sure enough, it came to my way.
Yeah, smart play, mate. We often talk about racing IQ, and you showed plenty of it tonight. So props to you, Hayden, and well done on the results, mate.
Nice
Cheers for the
work,
chat.
mate.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Appreciate it.
Awesome, mate. See you next time. All right, there you go.
Hayden
Hayden Tegg snags himself a podium and deserved,
Very
mate. The
nice.
guy
Well
is
deserved.
building.
Yeah.
He is building. So, hey, look, I will let you do your thing from here. I won't take up any more time. Thank you to the viewers. Thanks to yourself, Davo, and I'll sign out on this one. It's a little bit later here, so appreciate you all and see you next week.
J-Man signing out there, ladies and gentlemen, as we will take a couple of minutes here just to obviously thank Rainlight Racing for putting on what has been a fantastic show with all these boys, obviously, in their 2025 LMU series here. It is season 11 for Rainlight Racing and the third LMU series that these boys have run this year, and it is super successful, particularly now we have the hypercars in. One more round to go next week at Le Mans. We are going to thank a couple of people. Who are we thanking? Simblacks, of course. We're thanking Simblacks for being on board with Rainlight Racing as always, and all through 2024 and 2025, and no doubt into 2026. Legends they are. Obviously, MATCHFIT Entertainment, Davo here, and my sidekick J-Man bringing it live to you on the internet at MATCHFIT Entertainment. One round to go, ladies and gentlemen. 90 minutes, a little sort of a mini enduro coming up for the final round at Le Mans. Looking forward to that. If you thought the hypers were cool here at Spa, wait till we get them at Le Mans. It's going to be crazy. Good to chat with the boys, as always, in the hot box, and thanking all of you legends again for popping up in the chat box live here tonight. All our MatchFit followers, thanks for doing that. Don't forget to hit the like button and support not only MatchFit but Rainlight Racing and Simblacks and all that jazz. And if you're new to the channel, remember, subscribe, hit your notifications. We're going to see you next week. Thanks for coming. Bye for now.